Super Sunday was going to be a day full of draws. That was until VAR saved Arsenal's backside. Did it? Didn't it? Well, I'm joined today by two Arsenal fans. What have I done? AJ, where are you? Come on, I need a voice of reason. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Two Halves, Two Innings. My name's Amit and I've got Rohit and Chirag joining me today. Two Arsenal fans who are smiling, but I don't think they were smiling in the 94th minute. I definitely was. Go on, Chirag, well, as your guest today, special guest today, I'll let you start off. Let's just break the game down. I mean, you started off brilliantly, I thought. I thought it was going to be an easy win.
Loads of chances, but it's again. I thought it was going to be a case of same old Arsenal. Loads of chances. Don't take your chances, and you let the other team start coming into the game, and then they score. And I genuinely thought it was that moment. I can't remember the player's name now, but that West Ham player that found his way through point blank with David Raya. He should not have taken that last touch.
Yes,
that's Fernandez. Should not have taken that last touch. He should have gone far post with that one, and there'll be 1-0 up. A different story.
We'll come to that in a minute, but I mean. Yeah. As we said at the start of the game, Rohit, I mean, Arsenal. I mean, I watched the first 10 minutes. I thought, this is going to be an easy Arsenal win. But then the injury to Ben White, and then the strange for me. I mean, you two Arsenal fans, so I'm going to get your perspective. But what seemed to have changed the momentum from 15 minutes to kind of the end of the half really was Declan Rice was moved to right back, and then kind of the Arsenal West Ham were just kind of bypassing Arsenal midfield. So what happened there?
I don't know. I think there was a bad mistake by Mikel to sub him. Actually, he should have just put Mosquera on straight away, right?
Exactly that. Mosquera
he just put Zubimendi on, and then Rice has to go to midfield to the right back position, and then we lost the midfield altogether. And then they came back. But before the injury, I think the one chance I was thinking, what the hell, Calafiori, you done? You should have just passed to Jokers. He was through. He could have just slid it into the net. Then I thought, there you go. That's not our day. Chirag, like you said, same old. So there you go. That's not our day today, man. But then we were fantastic. We were fantastic in the first 10, 15 minutes. I mean, amazing. Like 10 shots. Like in the I was thinking, what's happening? Is the same Arsenal I'm watching? Who would be like doing, playing back, back passes, playing towards like two center halves, then the full backs, and that's it. But amazing. And White injury just messed up everything.
Yeah. I mean, chances, Arsenal will always make chances, will always create something out of nothing sometimes. But when you have so many chances, I always feel like those games where you create so many chances and you just can't get one past the line. Those are the games where we tend to drop points. And we almost did today. You have to take your chances.
Yes.
You can't just keep playing the extra pass, keep playing. I mean, you say that, but that's how we scored. Odegaard basically just, walking his way through and then passing over to Trossard. But generally speaking, whenever we try to dominate the game, we succeed. But today, just initially, it was like, great, we're doing brilliantly. But I almost got to that point where it was just, I don't know if it's 15, 20 minutes or whatever, but got to that point where I thought, God, is this going to be one of those games? And got to halftime 0-0, and it kind of felt like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, but Amit, you mentioned Ben White, right? I think that starting team was, our best team because every player was playing the right in the right position. Bill Calafiori is amazing, a left back. I hope he was injury free whole season, right? He is just class. Bowen didn't have a sniff, right? He didn't even give anything to Jared Bowen to do anything. And he was the one player I missed dearly when Arsenal couldn't create chances. So if you see Ben White on the other hand, he has great chemistry with Saka, and you can see how Arsenal were playing. And if you see our best season, I think 2 years ago when we scored loads of goals, I think you can see left back and right back was White.
Correct.
Right? So that team was our best team. So those kind of players we need. So we needed those right pegs on the right holes, basically.
Well, the reason for that is
go on.
Yeah, I mean the reason the reason for that is because it's that overlap play where you have the left and the right back.
Right.
In fact, I reckon our season became a lot harder once we lost Calafiori and Timber.
Exactly.
Ben White's great. I mean, I know everyone's singing his praises right now, and yes, he is good now that he's settled in, but he's come back from long-term injury.
Yeah.
And it's taken him a few games. If you look at his first couple of games back,
he
actually
bad.
made a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
But
that's
I'm glad he is where he is. But
but that's normal, isn't it? He came back from such a long injury as well. So.
Of course, yeah.
And do you think?
But that overlap play is so important because and the combinations between the two. So, for example, say take Saka and Ben White, they can read each other a lot better. They know when they're kind of one's going to break away and cut in, and one's going to go no, exactly.
Amit, no, you're not going to get a chance today. This is what I feel when I'm with Ajay and Amit, right? These guys are talking.
This weekend is owed to you. I was just going to say, I think you touched on it, Rohit. So I was going to say, obviously the Saka and Ben White kind of combination. So is it coincidental that Saka seems to have started to kind of up his game? Obviously he's come back from injury as well. So is it just that he's had them few games under his belt, or is it that and the Ben White kind of combination? He's got someone who he trusts, understands, etc.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think this is what I believe. Stars are aligning. Touchwood stars. This is why they came back at the right time when we needed them the most, and they started playing better when we needed them the most. Imagine last year, we would have lost this game. I know we would have lost this game last year, but this year, I think, and then we will talk about it. But I think they came back at the right time. Obviously, we had injuries. We have to play. This is why we fell off in the middle of the season, right? Because we could not even score. Like we know, we discussed many times in the podcast, how the hell are we going to score goals?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Ben White-Saka relationship, I think it's become... well, obviously, Timber's taken a huge chunk of that time away from Ben White and time away, sorry. He's filled in very, very well, if not probably better than Ben White, to be fair. While Ben White's been on, injury rehab. But now more than ever, now he's back or was back. You see that relationship become even more important for Saka, because since Saka has come back from injury, he has lost a lot of his pace. People know the way Saka moves now. They know they can have Saka now. A few seasons back, you couldn't touch him. He'd skip past you and he'd be gone. But now he's finding it even harder to do that signature move where he goes down the wing, cuts in, whips a shot in, far post. He can't even pull off as many as he used to. And so now he requires his intelligence, I think, more so than his speed, which he has an abundance of intelligence as well. But with Ben White, it gives him that legitimate option in terms of a path to play, but also dragging players away from him to be able to move more easily. Whereas before he needed that, but he also had his pace as well, where he could just get that extra inch away from the player. I think he's losing that a little bit. But I also don't know if it's that, but also, teams are fantastic now. They obviously do their homework and they know how players are going to move.
Yeah, but I think you can still do that though. But at the end of the day, you can't. Natural speed like that is very difficult, isn't it? I think probably if you remember, kind of Michael Owen, when he first, came on, very similar. He was super fast. I still remember his goal against Argentina in 1998 World Cup. That speed and stuff. Yeah. I mean, that speed is just amazing. So, I mean, injuries play their toll, and I've got to bring it back to Manchester United players. So Ryan Giggs, when you talk about intelligence, obviously his game was all about speed, kind of in his early days, and how he play up until his 40s was he had that intelligence that he could adapt his style and then eventually end up moving in centre mid. So that may be something that Saka may do in 10 years time. You don't know. So I mean, although all three of us are questioning Arteta's decision to play Rice at full right back. Fair play to him. He did change it at half time, and that obviously seemed to made a difference and kind of brought the game back into kind of Arsenal's hands, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know whether he may have been trying to put Rice at right back so that he has the option to boost the midfield and get him to pull back to defend. I don't know what he was thinking, to be fair. And I don't think everyone I've spoken to, no one has a clue what he was thinking when he was doing that. But the only thing I can think of and why you wouldn't bring Mosquera on straight away is if he wanted that, because he's a defensive midfielder, really, as well as a creative midfielder. But he's very defensive minded. So I don't know whether he thought help out the defense, go forward, help out the midfield. I don't know. I mean,
Rohit, your thoughts?
I think it didn't work.
I've got a theory.
Yeah, go on. You go first. Yeah.
So my theory is obviously is Arsenal's third game, I think, in a week, and Rice seems to be the one who's been probably not flagging is the wrong word, but I mean, I know the way he is very gung ho. So obviously, kind of the toil of so many games. So maybe shifting him to right back would have been less, less of his energy being consumed than compared to kind of in the centre of midfield. So that's kind of my thought. Why? Well, more if he's going to be, up and down the
wing,
the flanks,
yeah.
but he wasn't doing that though, was he? So I thought, he's not. You can kind of get more breathers, I suppose, as a right. I mean, I may be wrong, but that's my theory anyway. Compared to kind of centre of the park, that's what I think. Anyway.
I see Mikel. I can Mikel did a mistake here. He did make a mistake, and he rectified it in the second half. So that's what you want from managers, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to think too much. You realize, oh shit, that didn't work out, and then the West Ham are coming back in the midfield, taking over our midfield. So, and then you can see Skelly as well. He's quite young, so he's not experienced either. So he was in midfield.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened in second half when he took Calafiori off. I was thinking he would, but in my head was that he would take off Skelly and keep Rice and Zubimendi as a midfield and put Mosquera on the right back and keep Calafiori. But I don't know what happened. Maybe he got some niggle or something. But I think I could see. I remember Gary Neville was talking about maybe he wanted at the right back. He wanted some ball playing player, right? Like White. Mosquera is not that. So Rice can cross, Rice can, overlap with Saka and had good understanding with him. So maybe that was his thought maybe initially. And then obviously he's getting inputs from his support staff as well. So, okay, let's do this. He doesn't make probably his final decision is his. But I think the sports staff like Hinze and others were like telling him, oh, we should do that, we should do that. But anyway, the main thing was he rectified his mistake in the second half. That's the main thing. But I think he made a mistake. Yeah. Luckily, it didn't cost us.
Yeah.
And you've been critical of Odegaard. I mean, I think when he came on, I think he seems to be, playing better the past few games when he's, he seems to be making more of an impact when he's coming off from the bench compared to when he's starting. I mean, your thoughts, boys?
Yeah, I mean, Odegaard, I've been very critical of. He hasn't had that dynamism that he had in previous seasons. And I don't know if that's, again, just going back to the beginning of the season. He had, I think it was a couple of games back to back. Obviously, he injured his shoulder, came back, injured it again. And he's been out for a while. Plus, I don't think this is the case, but I just wonder whether it affected his headspace at all, where people were calling for Rice to be captain, and there was all that little bit of a hoo-ha around that. And there were some murmurs around a lot of people basically saying, well, like Odegaard's got captainship, but is he good enough to be captain? Some of that can play on you mentally, I guess, but not sure. He seems like a model professional, to be fair. In terms of his ability, I think there have been large periods of play throughout many games where he's looked fairly ineffective, but then you see sparks of how he was, and you see play like the lead up to the goal today, and you kind of think he's still got it, skipping past players and whatnot. And we have to remember, this was never going to be an easy game.
No.
This was going to be one of the hardest games of the season because, and but mainly because West Ham need the points, Arsenal need the points.
Yes.
And I almost thought when West Ham scored, I know it was chalked off, and I was really annoyed.
Yes.
But when they scored, I thought, why are these not celebrating? Both teams have just lost here. But I get it. It stops Arsenal winning the league. But I think looking at Odegaard, just coming back to that, I think his movement, his intelligence is just so good. He has lacked it for a period of time, but I really hope seeing him in these recent games, seeing him today, that this is something that continues going forward if he's still here.
Yeah, I think there was one chance, right, when Diouf crossed it and Odegaard couldn't catch him, and the only worry for me is his off the ball hard work.
On
So he's not strong. He's not strong enough to hold the ball. He's not strong enough to do a tackle and stop everything. This is why I think sometimes he's that other kind of a captain who can just. If everything goes fine, he looks better because he's quite silky. He passes, and then, if there are some kind of rough things happening like today, and other thing, Chirag, you mentioned it was the toughest game, right? I do believe that. Plus, because of the situation, because of the context, and plus, not physically, it's actually mentally as well.
Yeah.
Both teams were mentally needed some points and today, and draw wouldn't have saved anyone. Probably more of a West Ham to have a save as a draw, but. It was mentally very tough game. Mentally,
what the point situation?
I think they were 1 point behind.
Spurs, I think.
Spurs,
But then would they have played the same amount of games as Spurs?
No, Spurs playing tomorrow.
1 game more.
Yeah, 1 game more.
Spurs playing tomorrow. Yeah, so the Spurs would have still had their game tomorrow.
Yeah,
they needed a win, really.
They needed a win, of course. They need a win. Yeah. Definitely they need.
So I think Leeds are safe now. So it's a bit of a
Leeds are safe
now. So it's a bit of a dead rubber, so to speak, for Leeds tomorrow. So the pressure's off them, so they can go and enjoy their football really. So be interested to see what happens on that game. So it's a decent goal, decent finish by Trossard. Bit of a deflection there, but at the end of the day, using the right place at the right time. That's what you want from your midfielders.
I think he was fantastic today.
Can't be all be top corner belters, can they?
Exactly, and he was fantastic, even in defense as well. I remember his last stage tackle, right? Of who was the West Ham player? I forgot his name now, but that tackle was good. He was good.
Yeah. Which one do you mean? The block or
the block? The first half when they had a counter attack. No, when the referee gave a foul against him because the other player fouled him, but he was there defending in front of Saliba.
And I think Raya. He got Gary Neville gave him the man of the match, but I think he was good today, wasn't he? I know he's had his critics this season, but although like you, Chirag, I think the West Ham player should have
buried it.
Armchair fans,
he
took one touch too many. One touch too many, but at the day, you still have to be there to save it. And moments like that's the difference between winning and losing a league, isn't it? Really,
Mate,
I think it was 0-0 at that stage.
0-0, exactly. I was 0-0.
Yeah, it will never happen. But David Raya for Ballon d'Or. I'm not joking.
Is he
that
number
guy
1 for Spain?
has saved our skins. Yeah.
Is he Spanish number 1?
No. Sorry, he should be though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say if he was Spanish number 1, then that may change it for him.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. He's saved our season.
Well, there you go, listeners. We've got a deluded Arsenal fan who wants David Raya to be a Ballon d'Or.
I'll just hope Palace can take some points off City, and then we can win the next game and win the league at home. So that's it. Once we win the league, we need the trophy. We need the trophy.
I think if we're going to slip up anywhere, it will be Palace. But I heard some encouraging news in that. Obviously, Palace are, they're 15th? They're 15th or something around about there, aren't they? 16th, 15th, something like that.
But they have Are
they?
Palace.
But they're safe.
Palace 14th.
Whatever it is, they're safe.
Yeah, they're safe.
14th.
Yeah.
Fine. So the thing with that is they're safe. So they're, winning or losing, drawing, isn't going to make any difference to them anyway. And they've got the Conference League final 3 days later.
Yeah.
So... You never know. Hopefully they'll be resting. Don't go too hard, boys. And also, another interesting little fact, Another interesting little fact just on that. Sorry, Amit. If Arsenal win the league, which may be in Crystal Palace's hand, they get £10 million, Palace, for the Eze deal.
Oh,
that's the rumor. That's not confirmed yet, but this is what people are talking about on
I
Twitter.
thought it was part of the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was just going to say, wasn't that one of
not that they would throw it?
Villa had their eye on the semi-final second leg against Forest, and that's why they rested quite a lot of their players against Spurs, which there was obviously a lot of moaning about. And I think Stan Collymore on X kind of rightly said, well, this doesn't come down to one game, really. You know, you've had 36 games. To pull it out.
He said the same.
Can't be complaining.
Grasner said the same.
The club's got to do the right. Emery's got a chance to get his team into a final and win a trophy for a European trophy for his club. And I don't think they've won one since they won the European Cup in '82.
Exactly.
So that's a massive thing. And this is Emery's competition. Let's be honest. He's won it 5 times.
Exactly. But this is why I wanted Arsenal to win the league before this game, so we can rest our players for West Ham.
The same philosophy applies, though. The same philosophy applies.
Because then Spurs fans will be saying...
38-game season. It's a 38-game season. And the thing is that if you lose it now in the last 2 games, it's not these last 2 games. It's Wolves. It's all those other fixtures. Not all those other fixtures. There weren't many. But it's those other fixtures where you drop points.
United.
That count. And it's not just this. You just don't deserve it. That's the thing. If you don't win it now, you don't deserve it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm okay with that. Because it's like, look, you're
nearly there.
You need to understand it's a whole thing. Nearly there. 2 games
Fingers
left,
crossed.
and I'm sure we'll do it. But
go on then. We've got to talk about the goal and then wrap up. But I mean, it was a brilliant goal by Callum Wilson. I mean, I don't know why they didn't start. Why he didn't start kind of earlier.
Guys, just got my phone.
It's all right.
All right.
Too busy celebrating.
Sorry. I know.
So I was just saying, it was a brilliant. Callum Wilson was kind of great when he came on. I mean, he's got that physicality, which kind of ruffled the feathers a little bit. I felt for Arsenal, but what a finish!
Yeah.
But it was foul. I mean, it was a foul.
It was a foul.
Yeah, it was a foul.
And both hands.
If you look at it, exactly that. There was, everybody was all over each other, right? So you had Rice holding on to, I can't remember who, but he literally dragged
Mavropanos.
Mavropanos. That's it. And he fell into the goal. You had, if you look at every single individual player, they've all got shirts and everything. But actually, one angle that I just saw was you had, again, I can't remember these West Ham player names.
Pablo and Tobido.
Whoever was...
I think Tobido.
Fine, that's it. So one of them had Raya's shirt from the back, pulling him down.
He was pulling him off.
And the other one had his arm across one arm and holding the other arm. It's a foul all day long.
And Chirag, you remember the Leicester game when White just touched the goalkeeper's hand and Trossard scored a wonder goal and they took it off. They said, no, it's a foul because he was holding his hand. So that was even very light hand. And this was 2 players were holding the goalie off. So that was definitely a foul. I know there's emotions attached for West Ham because last minute goal and now Mark Goldby saying, oh, it should have been, they want to give now his, because Gary Neville bought his thinking now he's in that. I know. But anyway, but it was foul. It was a foul. 100%.
But I mean, let's be honest though, if it wasn't for VAR,
I know. You
wouldn't have that
exactly,
goal stood.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because you can't do. These are. I know we criticize VAR a lot, and rightly so. But this kind of decision is what it was bought for. This is a good use of VAR. At the end of the day, joking aside, it was a foul. Because he had his arm out, and then Raya touched the ball, but obviously if the arm wasn't there, then if he wasn't being blocked, then he would have probably caught it.
Yeah. And plus the other player was pushing him down as well because he's pulling his shirt off. And when Roy Keane says it's a foul, I believe him. It's a foul.
You ain't gonna argue with Roy Keane now, even at home.
Because he doesn't believe in so many fouls. He says, that's not a foul. But when he says that's a foul, man.
But I completely get when rival fans, fans of all different clubs, they'll comment and moan and it's VAR Arsenal or it's Liverpool or whatever they say, right? But I completely get it because it does look like certain games, certain things happen. It goes one way for one team, it doesn't go another way for another. But actually, it's just the inconsistency of VAR. You can't blame the club. You can't blame the fans. You can't blame the players. It's not the manager's fault. It's no one's fault except the officials. And for me, I think VAR has ruined the game. I would have taken it with its controversy all day long. You talk about it over a cup of tea, and then, you just say, well, I think it might have been offside. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. It looked a little bit on to me. And then you leave it because you get some and you lose some. But with this, it's like blatantly obvious for most people that are looking at certain things, and things are just not given. And it's inconsistent across Europe and domestic leagues.
I think that's the issue, Chirag. For me, it's just inconsistency. It's the whole. If you look at the objective of VI, it was supposed to kind of remove that inconsistency or human error, but it's like the human error element is still there because obviously it's humans who are ultimately deciding the decision. But now what's making it worse is that you've got human error and inconsistency. So you've actually, instead of having one thing in the pot, you've actually got two variables in the pot now, and that's the frustrating thing. But at the end of the day, boys, you don't have to play pretty football now. It's just about getting over the line, and today you did it. So well done.
That's
You should be very happy.
2 more 1-0 to the Arsenal.
That's it.
So, man, we need to win.
So your next game is Palace. Burnley. Last game of the season.
Last game's Palace away, and next game is Burnley.
Burnley's the next one.
They moved it to the Monday night. So I'll be there. Take the sun.
Come on, Chirag.
I mean, hopefully, for your sake, you want to have it sewn up by Monday because then you can give your players a rest for the Champions League final.
Absolutely, but it's not going to be. It's all in City's hands. And look, I mean, they dismantled Brentford. I didn't think it was going to be that easy, to be fair, but it obviously was. Doku's something else. I mean,
but I don't see Chirag and Ajay. I don't understand. They all know how he's going to score the goal. That's the only way he scores goals, right? The defenders are just not going right next to him, not blocking him. It's just it could be, but it's just I don't know. The 3 goals he scored, they're all the same.
He has too much space.
But
the thing is that when someone's talented like that, and obviously he's playing really well at the moment. You can do everything. You know what they're going to do, but he's just he drops his shoulder, and then the player and he'll drop his shoulder, and then move on to the other foot, and then he crosses it and takes a shot. So remember it's split seconds. That's what you're dealing with, but. But Rohit, I ignored your message last night. You were moaning about the refereeing decisions at Man City and Brentford. I thought, I'm not even going to bother going down that route. So what were you moaning about?
Those were more contentious decisions. Those were more like,
what were you moaning about, Rohit?
I'm not moaning now. So Arsenal won. That's the main thing. That's it. I'm not moaning now. But Brentford should have got a penalty as well. I mean, and it was like Doxo as well. Like it should have been last man defending. Yeah. So. So anyway,
I would just say things go against us in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Things go against us as well. 6-1.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but the opposition fans, they only remember the bits when he went for you. With any club, it doesn't matter. If it's Manchester United, it's always Fergie had the referee in the ear and all that kind of stuff. During the old days, or it's the fear factor of Manchester, 75,000 fans booing him or whatever. So someone's always going to have an excuse. Anyway, I've brought that nicety onto Manchester United, and bloody what a boring game that was for us at the Stadium of Light. 0-0. I mean, I watched the highlights. It was about 30 seconds, I think. I think we got lucky Manchester United got lucky to get away with the draw. I mean, there were some clear-cut chances that Sunderland should have finished off.
Well, I'm actually really surprised by that. I thought their attack looks really good at the moment.
Sesko's injured. I think Zirkzee was. I think Zirkzee was toothless. Mount wasn't very good in midfield. I think he was.
Cunha, Mbeumo.
Yeah, Mount was. Casemiro was missing, so we had Mount. He played Mount, and he seemed to have been muscled out of the game. Do
you think they underestimated Sunderland?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're a good team. Arsenal drew to them at the start. I mean, they're obviously not as good as they were at the start of the year. I think you drew. Did you draw to that? Was your first points drop at the start of this year, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
I mean, I think I think it's just let's get this season. As a United fan, you know, we've pretty much secured third position. We've got Champions League. We pretty much secured third position. Let's just kind of, you know, get the season over
from
and
where
done
you
with, and let's get
started the
cracking.
season. Yeah.
It's
But I
amazing.
think
season
because
will
now,
be telling though. Next
Sorry?
season will be telling because
Yep.
next season will be telling because I still think
15,
you
20
guys
games
lack
extra.
squad depth. Yeah, your squad depth is going to be a big problem for you.
I think.
But
Well,
let's see.
there's talk
Enjoy
of.
it. At least they're
Well, there's
playing
talk
well.
of. I think they're gonna. There's talk of they're buying Atlanta midfielder. Is it Anderson? I forgot his name now.
Okay. Yeah.
isn't that
For
for
45 million euros.
Forest player Anderson?
No, not Anderson for Forest. So there's a player from Atlanta.
midfield as
I
well.
mean,
Right.
I think it's Anderson. I think it's Edison. I can't remember his name now.
Okay.
But he's supposed to be quite good. But it's just, I think the salary savings. So they're looking at obviously Højlund staying at Napoli,
Fair enough.
Rashford, Sancho, Casemiro's leaving. So I think there's something like they're going to save £1.6 million a week, I think, or something like that on salaries, just with 4 or 5 players.
Yeah.
So
But
that's quite a
with
lot.
that, you're going to be offloading those players, but you're obviously going to spend on buying in new players.
Yeah.
And then that's a bit of a build.
Yep.
You know, it's a bit of a rebuild because Casemiro has been quite important for you from memory this season.
Yeah, for set piece goals. Yeah.
Since Carrick's been back, he's kind of really.
Yeah.
But maybe they switched off.
Do you think Carrick's staying?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. I mean, for me, I think he'll stay because if I was, and the reason for that is I think there's no way, I don't think Kobe Manu would have committed his future to Manchester United without him knowing if Carrick was staying or not. And I'll tell you why, because just think about it, just a few months ago, he was literally about to leave United, and that was because of Amarin. So, yes, he's having a second wind, so to speak, under Carrick. But if a new manager came in, they may treat him exactly the same way as Amarin and then just put him back on the bench, and he could be wasting his years away. So, I mean, again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but if you listen to the way the players are talking about him, they're obviously either trying to kind of sell it to the board via the media that he's such a wonderful guy, we respect him, we're going to fight tooth and nail for him and all that stuff. So all the key players are kind of very vocal of Michael Carrick, and they're mainly signing his new deal as well now. So I think that it kind of points to him. But the thing is, the reality is that we've tried big names. Obviously, I know we've tried Solskjaer. We've tried big names. It hasn't worked. We've tried Solskjaer. It hasn't worked. Is he any different?
It's not always about big names.
It's not. It's just about kind of.
Someone
I mean, if you look
with the team.
And I'll tell you, we can link that to someone now. If you look at Real Madrid, look at the shit show that's going on there at the moment. The fans are saying they want to sell. They want the club to sell Mbappe. Players are fighting each other. Players are fighting each other left. Valverde, Tchouaméni. Allegedly.
He got brain injury.
He got brain injury. They said.
Has he?
He got brain injury. Yeah.
That's what they said.
That's insane.
Insane. Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
They think he'll be okay. They think he'll come back in time. But if it's from that punch, I think it was or something.
God.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. So I mean, it just shows.
Crazy,
I mean, this is a club with big stars, but they haven't got the obviously with what's it called, Alonso, and now obviously I know Arbeloa's only a temporary manager, but that's what they said they want to bring Mourinho back. I mean, because they need that kind of iron fist to kind of just get these stars playing as a team again.
Yeah, you need the Mourinhos, the Ancelottis, and those types of players, those types of managers, right?
Yeah, you do.
No nonsense ones.
Good. Anyway, brilliant. I've had enough of you two now. With all due respect, it's lovely to see you, Chirag. But thanks to our
about camera problems.
That's all right, don't worry, man. Thanks to our sponsor, Synaptech. So, guys, if you're looking at enhancing your game, actually, just like Arsenal's, then please look at their strobe glasses, and they can really help you in your field of sport. There is a special discount, 20% off, using code 2H2I20. I'm sure Rohit will pop the description in the description, details in the notes. Yeah, brilliant. So, Chirag, I suppose next time we see you, you might be double winners.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Fingers crossed.
I'll send you a video from the parade. Live stream.
Maybe 1 or 2. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Fingers crossed,
Rohit,
man. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure we'll catch up
Until
very
it's done,
soon.
it's
Okay.
not done.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? The worst thing is actually you both are exactly the same. Quickly, listeners, as in like I'm messaging loads during the game, and both of them as quiet as anything because obviously like they just didn't want to look at anything. Superstitious. They're not losing. The game's going okay. And then as soon as the
Sometimes I
final
turn the
90
screen
game's finished,
my phone is like this on the thing, right, on the sofa. I don't silent. I don't. Too much going on, man.
You both like that against Atletico. I mean, although Chirag, you was at the game on Tuesday, Wednesday.
No. That was actually one that I didn't go to, but the rest. But that one on Tuesday, I saw with some mates.
Oh, okay, brilliant, good. All right then. Well, I'll see you soon. As I said, it could be a double winning season for Arsenal.
Yeah.
If it is,
yeah.
God help us all. Until the next time, stay safe. Please do like, subscribe, and drop your comments in. And look forward to seeing you soon.